5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. Digital arrest cases are gradually increasing in India, raising concerns about the misuse of technology, the gaps in legal awareness, and the vulnerability of common people to new forms of cyber fraud. This trend reflects a disturbing shift in the way crimes are being committed and highlights the urgent need for stronger digital literacy, improved law enforcement mechanisms, and stricter cybersecurity practices. As India moves forward in its digital transformation journey, the risks associated with online platforms and digital communication are also growing. The term digital arrest does not refer to an arrest carried out by digital means, but rather to a scam where criminals impersonate law enforcement officials and threaten individuals with false legal charges unless they pay money to settle the matter. The rise in such cases is rooted in a combination of factors, including the widespread use of smartphones, easy access to internet services, and a lack of awareness among the general public about how cybercrime functions. In a typical scenario, an individual receives a video call or phone call from someone pretending to be a police officer or a government official. The caller may wear an official-looking uniform and present fake documents or identification. Using fear and intimidation, they claim that the victim is involved in a crime, often related to drug trafficking, money laundering, or illegal courier packages. The victims are told that unless they cooperate, they will face immediate arrest, freezing of bank accounts, or criminal charges. What makes this scam particularly dangerous is the psychological pressure it places on the victim. Many people, especially those who are unaware of legal procedures, become frightened and confused. Under the influence of fear, they may comply with the demands of the scammers, which usually involve transferring large sums of money to certain bank accounts or digital wallets. In some cases, the scammers use video calls to further establish a false sense of authority and legitimacy. Victims may be asked to remain online for extended periods, during which they are mentally manipulated and isolated from any advice that could help them recognize the fraud. The increase in digital arrest cases can also be attributed to the misuse of technology and data. Scammers often gain access to personal information such as names, addresses, identification numbers, and financial details through data leaks, phishing attacks, or social media platforms. This data is then used to create a convincing narrative that appears legitimate to the victim. When a caller knows specific personal details, it becomes more difficult for the average person to distinguish between a real government inquiry and a fraudulent one. Another concerning factor is the low level of digital literacy among various sections of society. While the country has made great progress in terms of internet penetration, not everyone is equally equipped to navigate the risks of the online world. Many elderly individuals, Students and even professionals lack basic knowledge about how cybercriminals operate. As a result, they fall prey to scams that could otherwise be easily avoided with better awareness. Law enforcement agencies have acknowledged the rise in digital arrest cases and have begun taking steps to counter this trend. However, the rapid pace at which such scams are evolving presents a major challenge. Cybercrime units often face limitations in terms of manpower, technology, and jurisdictional issues, especially when the scammers operate from different states or even outside the country. Tracing the origin of these calls and bringing the perpetrators to justice requires time, coordination, and advanced technical expertise. Public awareness campaigns have been launched to educate citizens about the danger of digital arrest frauds. These campaigns often include advertisements, social media posts, and educational videos that explain the nature of the scam and how to respond if one becomes a target. People are advised not to share personal or financial information with unknown callers, not to panic under threats, and to report suspicious activities to the authorities. These efforts have shown some positive results, but the reach and impact of such initiatives need to be expanded further. In addition to public education, banks and digital payment platforms have a role to play in preventing digital arrest scams. They must implement stronger security measures to detect and block suspicious transactions. Customers should receive alerts and guidance when large transfers are initiated under unusual circumstances. Financial institutions can also work with cybersecurity experts to develop tools that can flag potentially fraudulent activities in real time. The legal framework in the country does provide for the prosecution of cybercriminals, but enforcement is often hampered by delays, lack of evidence, and difficulty in coordination across jurisdictions. In many cases, victims do not come forward due to fear, shame, or lack of knowledge about how to file a complaint. Creating a more victim-friendly legal and police environment can encourage more people to report these crimes. Faster response from cybercrime cells, coupled with effective tracking and legal action, can act as a deterrent to future criminals. One of the more complex aspects of digital arrest frauds is the emotional and mental toll they take on victims. Being accused falsely, even in a scam, can lead to anxiety, depression, and trauma. Many victims lose their life savings and are left feeling helpless. Psychological counseling and support services should be made available to such individuals to help them recover from the experience. Families and communities must also be made aware of the importance of supporting victims rather than blaming them. As the country continues to digitize its services, from banking to education to healthcare, the reliance on online systems will only increase. While this brings many benefits, It also requires stronger safeguards against cyber threats. Government policies should focus not only on building digital infrastructure but also on securing it. Collaborations between the public sector, private companies, and civil society can create a more resilient digital ecosystem that protects people from scams like digital arrest. Only through awareness, vigilance, and coordinated action can the tide of digital arrest scams be turned, ensuring a safer and more secure digital future for everyone. Stop.